Hello, and welcome back to the next One Piece manga chapter review. This week we have chapter 1162, titled God Valley Battle Royale. So this is probably going to be maybe not the entire conclusion, but at the very least starting up to the conclusion of God Valley. Battle Royale implies we're going to see all the forces colliding with each other a little bit more. Will we see Rocks making his move in God Valley and possibly how he ends up dying? It's possible. We're definitely going to see Garp. Perhaps we'll see Garp versus Roger a little bit, which is something we haven't seen too much of in the story so far. So it'll be good to see that clash. And the way the story is told in history is that Garp and Roger ended up teaming up to defeat Rocks. We'll see if that is actually true or if that is some sort of misremembering or perhaps propaganda from the world government. Either way, let's hop right in and see what we have. Got another part of Yamato's cover story. Onichai Yamato, the Holy Nine Shrine Pilgrimage, final volume. Dear Luffy Dono, it's another peaceful day in Wano. So this is the final, the end of the Yamato cover story, which has been quite extended. The final shot is Yamato up in the front, eating his shish kebab, wearing the Koizuki cloak with the moons on it. On one side, we have Kinemon, who's looking at Ulti. So Ulti is probably going to stay. Perhaps Ulti will be acting as sort of a vassal to Yamato in the way Kinemon was to Odin. And on the other side, in the background, we have Monosuke also eating fried shish kebab. They're in the flower capital. It's a really nice shot. And that will be the end, the real end of Wano information in the story for at least a little while, I'm thinking. Notes from Oda, there's all kinds of cured meats, duck, chicken, tuna. They're all so good. Oda enjoying fried cured meats. Sounds pretty good, actually. Starting into the chapter. No one's safe on God Valley. We have a big explosion going off in the middle of the town. Rocks and St. Garling are clashing in the northeast. Or northwest. Rocks and St. Garling are clashing in the northwest. Send backup. So we've got our little indicator box showing Rocks versus Garling. Our map showing a treasure chest that is kind of close by to where Rocks and Garling are fighting. Then we have Roger, who's still in the center of the split at God Valley. Roger, current location, right in the center of the split. The Rocks Pirates are en route to Rocks, so they're entering the split. So they're probably going to clash with Roger from the looks of things. The Navy is also entering a split, so the Navy, and then from the northeast, the Roger Pirates are entering the gap, heading towards Roger. So all the major forces, Navy, the Rocks Pirates, and the Roger Pirates, are all heading towards the center of God Valley, where Roger is already located. Rocks and Garling are fighting up in the northeast, or northwest, outside of the split in the island. So that's very interesting. Treasure, there's treasure, but you want to go the other way? We've got the Rocks crew behind us and the Navy to our front. Go on ahead, Rayleigh. I'll handle things here. My bad, Roger. Rayleigh got Shecky back. What? I'm so jealous. Me too, damn it. Beat Rayleigh and take Shecky. On it. Move the ships to the southwest. We've got Rayleigh carrying Shecky and running off to escape. Roger Pirates attacking Marines and keeping them at bay. You can't, dumbasses. Shaky would get hurt. There's Shiki to the comment about attacking Rayleigh and taking Shaky. Focus on gathering treasure instead. Everything else is still up for grabs. Yeah! Got a shot of the rocks fighting now. We have Whitebeard. Huff, huff. Shaky smiling in Rayleigh's arms. Shaky, there's something I've got to tell you. Don't say another word. I already know. Now we shifted scenes to the prize storeroom. Prize storeroom 1. It's crazy out there. We couldn't have asked for a better opportunity. Is this it? Yes, I don't know which it is. I don't know which is which, so just eat up. So you've got Kuma and Ivankov. They've both broken into the prize room. Kuma's got the paw fruit. Ivankov is holding what looks like the dragon fruit. There's treasures around them since they're in the treasure storeroom. Phew, close one. Big Mom comes crashing in, grabs the fruit, slams Ivankov into the wall. Ivan-chan! Hand that one over too. Kuma, don't think, just eat it. You have to eat it. Kuma eats the fruit. Grrr. Save them. If we get a single person off the island alive, we can call this a victory, says Ivankov. This island's devolved into a pirate war zone. We should pull back and try to... Should we pull back and try to capture them? Got a shot of Marco kicking a nameless rocks pirate, looks like. Or is that Silver Axe? Actually, that might be Silver Axe. Marco kicking Silver Axe. What are your orders? Wow, whoosh. Explosion hitting more Marines. Got the Marine group location. Hey, Sengoku. Did you know about this crap? So Garp calling into Sengoku. I think I recall someone alluding to it in a vague rambling report once. The guy up and vanished from Navy life sometime afterwards. This doesn't feel like a dream. They really did this. So Garp is seeing the slaughter. Seeing the slaughter of civilians, the people of God Valley. It's interesting. So Garp called Sengoku to confirm this. Sengoku says he recalls someone alluding to it in a vague rambling report once. The guy up and vanished from Navy life sometime afterwards. So who is this referencing? Someone that witnessed one of the human hunts and made a vague rambling report to the Navy and then vanished from the Navy afterwards. Is this an ex-Navy officer that we've seen before in a story, or is this a reference to a unknown at this time character? Either way, this indicates that Garp didn't know these human hunts took place, but God Valley is when he learns that they do take place. This might be where Garp decided that he doesn't want to be promoted beyond Vice Admiral, and he never wants to be a direct subordinate of the Celestial Dragons. This might be what caused that decision. Garp looks very upset at this discovery. And the next panel we have the Rox's location. Why ain't these guys dying? Sebek, put me down. So this is Rox himself, Rox's location. Why aren't these guys dying? Sebek, put me down. We have Eris speaking to Sebek. Sebek is carrying her. We've got no choice but to run. Wait, Zebek! Ooh, and we see that Zebek is being followed by demons. He's being followed by people that have been taken over by Emu. So Emu is coming directly for Zebek. Emu's using their power to turn. He's turned some people into demons. Right now they're silhouettes, so we don't know if these are known characters or just random people that Emu has imbued with his power and made into demons. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 demons chasing Zebek, and there's someone else. Wait. Oh no, okay, it's Garling. 1, 2, 4 demons, Garling, and someone else next to Garling. Both riding on their mounts after Zebek. Zebek is running, carrying Eris. Some of the others got caught up and transformed. What happened? Is it an ability? Is it an ability? Pops, Granny. What in the world? So these are some citizens. Okay. Some citizens of God Valley have been transformed by Emu into demons. Crack. He sure is strong. Takes quite a long while to regenerate from his sword slashes. This is Garling talking. We see Garling. His head has been sliced open by Zebek's attack, and it's healing up. He sure is strong. It takes quite a long while to regenerate from his sword slashes. Oh, it's 2 slashes. A slash through his head, and then a slash through his shoulder. And he's healing up. And it takes a long while to regenerate from his sword slashes. Is this an indication that Haki does have an effect? It may not have a killing effect, but if it's strong enough, it has a slowing effect on the regeneration. Maybe indicating that if your Haki gets strong enough, it could kill someone that has been imbued with Eames' power. This also confirms that Garling has had Eames' power for a long time, which I suppose makes sense. I think we can probably pretty safely say that all of the God's Knights have been imbued with Eames' power, to some extent, at the very least. But now we know he's also part of the Davy clan. Finishing him will please the Great One. Indeed, the interruption to our tourney has turned out to be a blessing. So the God's Knights now know that Zebek is part of the Davy clan. They want to kill him because that will please Eam. So Eam does have a specific grudge against the Davy clan. Why? Why does Eam have a thing against the Davy clan? A and B, is the grudge Eam has against the Davy clan at the same level as Eam's grudge against the D clan, or is it at a lower tier, or is it equal? But either way, Eam would be pleased to learn that the Davy clan, members of the Davy clan, have been wiped out here. Let me go, Zebek. Are you gonna try to fight them off one-handed? Don't you get it, Eris? If anyone bearing the name Davy is caught, they'll go through so much suffering it will make hell look tame. I know that. I'm a full-fledged part of the Davy clan now, too. Everyone here was always so nice to me, even though I was a pirate. I fully understand the fate our clan faces. Now put me down. Hey! If I was the kind of woman who just clung to you and couldn't protect a single child, you never would have fallen for me, right? So Eris manages to struggle and push her way out of Sebek's hand, she rolls on the ground. She's still carrying Teach. She says all this to him. Also, she remembers back when Granny and, what did she say, Granny and Pops, or Gramps and Granny, the two people of God Valley that we saw have been turned into demons by Eve. She's remembering when they were all humans. Don't be an idiot. If it looks like they're about to get me, I'll kill Teach and commit suicide. We'll survive this by splitting up. Let's meet on Lelouchia, Sebek. Oh, so Lelouchia comes into play. The island that Eve wiped out. Lelouchia. Huh. Maybe that island wasn't such a random target after all, because Eve specifically picked that island to be the first island that they used the Mother Flame to destroy. I'll kill Teach and commit suicide. We'll survive this by splitting up. Let's be on to. So, Eris is going to run with Teach. Garling is finally caught up to them. Sebek is standing ready to fight. And in the background, we see Eris running away, carrying Teach. Finally ditched your wife and kid, huh? Says Garling. Now then, what'll the next attack be? Why am I the one being saved here? Says Sebek. Ooh, Sebek swings his sword. Looks like a lot of hockey coming up. Conqueror's hockey from Sebek's blade. Garling takes notice of it. Afraid I can't let you go any further. Now bring it on, you monsters. Sebek. And we go back to Eris carrying Teach and running away, looking back. Starts saying Sebek. And we see Teach looking back as well. Outside the storeroom. Mama, ha ha ha, this'll do now. A model of the fish fruit. I'll feed it to Katakuri. My future crew's gonna be overwhelmingly powerful. So at this point, Big Mom was already planning to build her own crew. It's probably the same for most of the members of Rocks at this point. Kaido leaps up, swinging his Konobo, smacks Big Mom with it, forcing her to drop the fruit. Fruit flies into the air. Kaido leaps up and swallows the fruit. And grins at Big Mom. Screw you, Kaido. Now we're back to Dragon. Huff, huff. I won't let you die, carrying Shanks. Then we get Iris running. Huff, I won't let you die, Teach. So we have two of them. We have Dragon carrying Shanks, trying to protect his life. We have Eris carrying Teach, trying to protect his life. Behind the game stage, prize storeroom number 2. I found the treasure. Woo! I've never seen this much loot before. Whoa, there's devil fruits too. Load it all up. So the Roger pirates have got all the found a second treasure storeroom, and it's full of treasure. Like we let the Roger pirates get away with all this. Oh, there the Rocks pirates coming in. Drive the pirates off the island, and there's the Marine forces. Nothing makes sense here. Even justice. This is Garp. The world government's navy! Please let us go! Some of the slaves. God Valley is not a member nation. As such, we have Flash Takuma. Even if I only manage one more, I'm going to save as many of these people as I can. And now we see Saturn sitting on a rock, observing the chaos happening on God Valley from a distance. He's getting communication, telepathic communication. Saturn, is Rox dead? Well, things have continued to unfold outside of our expectations. In fact, all this intense destruction, I believe if it continues. And then we have, is this Navy officers? Yeah, Navy officers clashing with pirates. What is that? A dragon? So Kaido is transformed into a dragon. He's flying up into the sky. All this intense destruction, I believe if it continues, we risk something else being unleashed. That must not be permitted. Now we're going back to Kuma. Thank you, Kuma-kun. You're no need to thank me. We have to hurry. Anywhere but here would be heaven. I'd given up on surviving this. Thank you. Poof, poof, poof. Thank you. Poof. So Kuma is using his paw powers to teleport people away. Thank you. We've got massive Conqueror's Haki leaking off the island. Roger, Garp, and Rox all notice it. It's Saturn transforming into his spider form. Okay, so Saturn transforming. All three of them noticed it. Roger, Garp, and Rox all noticed it. Boss, it's Rox and the others. Hold on, this probably isn't the time for that. How dare you go after my family? If you want me dead, I'll take you down first. Huff, huff. And we see Rox standing silhouetted. There's a whole bunch of Navy officers and people all beaten and bleeding. So apparently he's beat up everyone that's tried to attack him so far. Including, is this Garling? Yeah, it looks like Garling. He's on the ground even, laid up, stabbed through. And healing up. Damn it. There's not much to gain here, you know? Still gonna help. Don't sweat it. I owe you since I'm always drinking on your tab, says Whitebeard to Rox. Hey, you two, check this out. I finally got an ability. That's great and all, but mind if I ask what the hell we're up against? Good on you. At least someone's having a fun time. So we've got Kaido, Rox, and Blackbeard. Saint Saturn, what is this transformation? Whoa, a monster. Maybe this is a dream after all. What's up with this island, says Garp. It's been one adventurous twist after another today, says Roger. What is it, you ask? If I had to say, I'd say it's the world. The Face Off. Chapter 1162, and break next week. So, we've got Rocks, Kaido, and Whitebeard. We have Saturn transforming, but at the same time, it seems like Eam has appeared on the island. So Saturn is transformed into a spider form. Eam has appeared. From the silhouette, it's not quite clear if Eam is appearing through Saturn, so speaking through Saturn, or if Eam has teleported himself directly to the island. Either way, it ends with Roger, Garp, and Shank. Roger, Garp, and Zebek all responding to Eam appearing. We get a shot of Eam, the silhouette with the eyes. Interesting the way Zebek describes it. What we're up against. Zebek says we're up against the world. Referring to Eam. Which works on a couple of levels. At the first level, referring to Eam as the world because Eam stands atop the world as the number one person, the current ruler of the entire world, ruler of the world government. So there's that sense. Secondary sense is if we look at the fact that the world has been apocalypsed and reset several times over, at each point someone had to be the catalyst. Someone had to be the major contributing factor in the destruction of the world at that time. And then after each apocalypse, the world rebuilds, so someone would have to be a catalyst and driving force behind the rebuilding of the world after each apocalypse. So if we consider that, Imu could be either a catalyst of apocalypse or a catalyst of the rebirth of the current world iteration. And then the third possible explanation is if we go by the theory that this is one of the outside theories that I've kind of heard mentioned, but I've never really dug that deep into, was the theory that Eam's power is the mangaka's pencil, the mangaka's pen. So it's ink, drawing and creating the pages of the story, writing and rewriting as the story as it sees fit. And then Luffy's power is an eraser. Luffy's god power is an eraser, allowing it to undo the marks and changes made by Eam's ink power. I don't know how much stock there is to put into that theory, but if we're going by Zebek's description of Eam as the world, that also fits. Eam is the one who is currently writing the world, creating the world as it goes. So We got a 2-week break here. We've set up. Could we get Eam reveal here in this flashback? I don't know. We had the elders revealed outside of the well, wait, did we? I have to go back and check, but I thought the elders might have been revealed outside of the presence of Luffy, but I might be incorrect. It might be that they all transformed. Saturn transformed in front of Luffy and others. Then the rest of the elders arrived, and they all transformed in front of Luffy, so Luffy has seen all of them transform. Their first transformations in the story. So I think the Eam reveal would have to be in relation to Luffy, but maybe not. If we have a flashback that is the Joy Boy flashback, which Eam would no doubt have to be a part of, then they could possibly reveal Eam in the Joy Boy flashback. So those are the two options I see for full Eam reveal. The Joy Boy flashback or Eam's first encounter directly with Luffy. So I don't think Eam's going to be revealed here in God Valley, but we might see more of Eam's power. We've seen a lot of it so far in the story, but there could be more. And this brings a little bit more focus into what happens in the story, because Garp and Roger together probably could kill Zebek. Probably. But as I said before, they really wouldn't have any motivation to kill Zebek. Eam, on the other hand, has 100% motivation to kill Zebek, and we see Zebek seem to overpower Garling, so it's not like Garling could kill Zebek. And Garling is the strongest God Knight we've seen so far, so if he can't do it, none of the other God Knights on the island could do it. Even if they teamed up, they probably wouldn't be enough to take on Zebek to kill him. They might be able to subdue him, maybe. Maybe. Probably not kill him. But Eam might be able to. Especially since Zebek has the goal of saving his family. And Eam has the goal of wiping out Zebek's family. And Zebek is already prepared to sacrifice his life to save his family if he has to. So Eam will play a hand in Zebek's death. And the world government would tell the story that it was Roger and Garp that teamed up as the two most powerful figures on the island, around equal to Zebek in strength, that they were the ones who teamed up and killed Zebek. It would also keep Emu's existence a secret from the general public at large. Garp would accept this, and I guess we'll find out why Garp would accept this story later on. So we're definitely heading into that climax. Interesting little bit of a tidbit there that Big Mom was planning to give her fruit to Katakuri. Or not her fruit, but the dragon fruit to Katakuri. So just as easily Katakuri could have been the one to have the dragon fruit. This also confirms that Katakuri didn't have the mochi fruit yet, and let's see. How early do we ever get any indication of how early Katakuri got that fruit? They have it during the flashback. Not sure. I'm sure if we compared Big Mom's age to what Katakuri's age would have been at the time of God Valley, we can kind of put together a timeline for when Katakuri would have gotten his mochi fruit. But what was the other thing that Saturn mentioned? All this intense destruction. I believe this continues. We risk something else being unleashed. That must not be permitted. What could be unleashed in all this intense destruction? What could be unleashed? That's interesting. If this intense destruction continues, we risk something else being unleashed. What could be unleashed that's on in God Valley at this time? We know that the Gum Gummu fruit is dormant at this time. No one's eaten it. It's not activated. Is it here? It wouldn't be here. It probably would have been discovered if it was here. So is he talking about something abstract being unleashed? Like knowledge of some kind? Or is he talking about something quite literally being unleashed? That's a big question. But now we're getting the final bits of how events took place in God Island, God Valley. The last bits are going to be seeing how Dragon handled getting Shanks to where he ended up being found by the Roger Pirates, and how Aris managed to get Blackbeard safely off the island. Now Kuma's there, which opens up a whole possibility for escape. If Aris runs into Kuma, perhaps Aris will already be fatally injured at that point, and she asks Kuma to Teach off the island, and Kuma does. He uses power, teleport to Teach off the island. And Teach ends up growing up where he does. That's a strong possibility at this point. Everyone else on this island that's a big name ends up getting away, so it's only Zebek that dies. Which seems like it would be a sacrifice. Okay. So that's going to be it for this chapter review. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I will catch you all in the next chapter. See you then.